What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be reacting to the 5th episode of bottom tier character Tomazaki. This one's titled The Characters Who Become Your Friends After You Clear a Hard Event Usually Have High Stats. I'm going to assume this is going to be talking about the friends that we might have just made after the outburst from last episode, which, honestly, having seen it again, that speech, rant, whatever you want to call it, has so much more impact now that I think about it and have seen it again than I initially gave it credit for. I loved that moment. Him finally speaking his mind, standing up to someone who the normal social etiquette would not be stand up to someone, just kind of accept it and try and move on and peacefully resolve it. But no, he didn't want none of that because, well, you go after TAC-Fam, you go after his soul, essentially. He has a great affinity for that game, and it means it means a lot to him. And I completely understand that. We all have something that we can really attach to and will defend till the day we die. We usually find something like that in our lives. To an extent, that might be anime for me. I don't know if I go as far as he did about it, but I could see myself ranting about that to an extent. But yeah, that it was made so much more powerful, not just because it was such a brilliant moment for the character, but it was also so perfectly in character by the Seiyu, and the Seiyu is Gen Sato, who has played not a lot, really, and that's what's really surprising. Relatively new. First role was Gail Gibson in 2018 from Slime. Chrome has been his main claim to fame, essentially, of recent times, and as Chrome, he's done incredibly well as well. Let's not belittle Chrome in any way. His VA performance as Chrome, especially now in Stonewalls as well, after that last episode, which had quite a heavy Chrome focus as well. Brilliant VA for it. And now seeing him as Tomazaki as his first real main leading role, the way he plays Tomazaki in terms of his, the way he speaks. Because, Tomazaki, yes, he had quite the outburst there, but it was still in that very awkward tone that he still has. And you can tell that whilst he's trying to overcome it, he hasn't yet. And that extra level of depth into the voice is fantastic, and something that I think if this were ever to get a dub, I don't know if this is getting a dub. I don't actually know. I don't think Funimation has any plans to give this a dub yet. They haven't started anyway, because normally when they have a show with a dub, it'll say, watch blah 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 show season 1, episode 5, and it'll say sub and dub if they've got multiple versions. I don't know if this is necessarily going to get a dub, but I kind of feel sorry for whoever has to play the lead role of this, because to try and get that same inflection in voice tone that we've seen here, that's going to be a very, very tall order. And whilst the moment will still have impact, without it, I think it might be diminished because of it. So if this ever gets a dub, whoever gets this dub role, I'm sorry, you're going to have a very high standard to hit when it comes to that episode. But anyway, we also made progress with Izumi and understanding her motivations for getting into TAC-Fam and everything like that. We had also progressed with Kikuchi as well. We came completely clean about, we've never actually read his books, but I would like to, and I hope this doesn't ruin I'm not offended you in any way. That moment was also brilliant, and once again, a sign of how Tomazaki, he's not just mindlessly going along with whatever Hinami says. He's not just taking that advice and saying, this is the gospel, I must act like this. He's still got himself imbued in there. He's taking her teachings and applying his thinking to it as well, and his sincerity, which is something that I'm so glad is seemingly going to be a core part of his character. And he's keeping that aspect to it, and as a result, he's becoming one of my favorite male lead characters since I've started this series for sure. Of most romance shows, he's one of my favorite male leads as well. So this show really, really, really has taken off for me in the past couple of episodes with his interactions with Kikuchi and that outburst from the last episode. The show's elevated itself a lot more. I thought this was going to be a fairly decent romance show, but that's about it. Now it's going up into the higher ratings of, this is a great romance show. So, it hasn't quite hit the romance categories yet, because he's still learning to be sociable and have confidence in himself. So I'm not sure when the romance will kick in. But when it does, I'm sure they'll be able to nail it as well, because they've done such a good job already with his character that I can imagine having another character to play off of as well with that will be absolutely amazing. So fingers crossed for that. Anyway, we're going to get into this episode because I've been talking a little too long already. As per usual, these are time-based form reactions. If you want to see full picture-in-picture, you can go to my Patreon down in the description below. £4 a month gets you access to all picture-in-picture reactions I do, which is everything from this season, as well as backdated shows like Mario the Patriot. Some more will be coming in the future as well, I can guarantee that. So that will usually be in the gap between seasons that I start doing those. Patreon request shows as well on there, like Sympho Gear and Log Horizon and such. Also, a Patreon poll right now to determine what movie I watch this month. I think Your Name's going to win that one, but we'll see. Yeah, here on YouTube we have to do timer based. So bottom left of the screen you'll see the timer for the episode. I'll count down 3, 2, 1, play. Then on play you start the episode, I start the episode, and we'll be in sync. Watch this one on Funimation as per usual, since that's who likes it here this season. We have the Funimation logo to start, so about 7 seconds of logos, and then we'll be good to go. I'll call it out as they go past. You can also use screen flash on my face or the mic to tell when this is transitioning. So, with all that said, let's get into this week's episode, shall we? In 3, 2, 1, play. Funimation, cheers. Here we go. At the station. Oh, also we asked Hinami out on a movie date, essentially. As expected. Oh. It's just more training. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Alright. Episode 5, yep. I'm not reading that title again. Okay. I guess one of our new friends, potentially? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Nice. 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 Interesting. Double date situation. Mm-hmm. I mean, Hinami makes a lot of sense. Izumi, eh, eh, not a bad idea. I think she will. Yeah. Almost worked. Hmm. Okay. Makes sense. What's he gonna say? Um. Hmm. Uh huh. Uh huh. Uh huh. I mean, it works. That's. Hmm. Huh? Huh? Oh boy. Hmm. He's observant. What's it gonna be? De-geekification book. What the hell? Any group. Everyone else added. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you should. Not actually a weird group for once. Oof. Oof. Mm-hmm. You can do it. You can do it. Yay. Of course, he'd use attack fam. Of course, he would. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Two successful suggestions. Okay. Yeah. Yep. You've gone silent. Tough to think what to buy, huh? Suggestion number one. Here we go. Hmm. Yeah, I don't see that happening. I don't think it's true, but that is true. Mm-hmm. Sure. So dumb. Okay. That's not very. It's not very zero present. It's like, hey, you got bad acne. Here, fix it. Hmm. Ah. Okay. That makes sense. Oh yeah. These too fast. Okay. Nice. They're pretty decent. Kind of. Don't trip at the end of the escalator, please. Okay, good. What did he end up getting? Pit can? This is your chance. Tomazaki, this is your chance. Not quite. Ooh. Ooh. Mm-hmm. It's not an exclusive fact to you. Hmm. Right. To be fair, he was. He was just too slow. And his mind can only think about that. No. Yep. Hmm. Yep. Wow. Jesus. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Okay. Interesting. Hmm. So you're gonna enjoy that. That's kind of true. Hmm. Okay. Obviously, yeah. I mean, yeah. Of course. Okay. Good episode. Another good episode. Not as much progress this time, although we're kind of benefiting from the progress that we got last time, to be fair, so we didn't make as much direct progress this one. It's all from the fruits of last time. With a new friend, kind of, in Mizusawa. Yeah. Making some progress. Good progress of that, really. Yeah, I don't think Aoi and Mizusawa are dating. There's not really much time in Aoi's life, really, for them to be dating, based on how much she's helping Tomazaki, and then playing Tag Fam late at night. Like, there's not a lot of time for Aoi and Mizusawa to be in a relationship, so I don't know how true that rumor actually is. If they knew how much time she was spending with Tomazaki, then that rumor definitely wouldn't have started. Yeah, this show's doing well. I'm curious to see where we're going to go next time with it. Gotta get our suggestion and persuasiveness up a little bit so that we can actually influence what we're doing, because we're still just following along with the actual group. We're not a group leader yet, which is fine. We're not in any rush to be a group leader necessarily. Not in that much of a rush, and it's probably going to be easier when it's just him and probably like Kikuchi, for example. If it was just those two, maybe he'd have an easier time of taking the lead, because Kikuchi doesn't seem like the type who would take the lead either. But whereas the group she was in, Aoi, Izumi, like if it was just him and Izumi, he can take the lead, because neither of them are necessarily wanting to take the lead. But Tomazaki, because he feels like he has to, will do so. So it works with him and Izumi. But when you have Mizusawa and Aoi there, you have two people who want to lead and two people who don't. Why would you make yourself the third person in wanting to lead? Like, it just doesn't feel like why. It feels like it's a higher hurdle to get to, so it makes sense. Aoi versus Minami for Council, though. That's going to be an interesting one. That's going to be very interesting to see how that goes. Aoi seems somewhat surprised by that. I don't know by how much she was, though, really. Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious to see how Shuji ends up taking those presents as well. That's going to be interesting to see his reactions to those. Well, that's still like a month away, so still got some time before that happens, but maybe we'll fast track through it or something. I don't know. But anyway, that's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed that one as much as I did. This show's continuing to be very, very good and much better than I kind of gave it credit for to begin with. Like I said, I thought this was fairly average until last episode, in which case I was thinking, okay, now we're getting a good show, and this episode continued that. And again, Tomozaki's true character still is very prevalent in this. Even with the advice that Aoi gives, he still very solidly holds on to his own beliefs through it, which is nice. I hope we get more Kikuchi. I hope she's not going to be a very minor role this. I hope she features a bit more, because I do like her. And I think Tomazaki and Kikuchi would be a good pairing. Because Kikuchi's kind of been the only person he's really taking the initiative with without being forced into it necessarily. Like, yes, Aoi said, oh, Kikuchi, she's going to be your first heroine, but that was not through her decision to begin with. It was more just Tomazaki and Kikuchi naturally gelling from the get-go. And again, Tomazaki went against Aoi's advice on Kikuchi and is still making good progress there. So, I think that's the best pair so far for Tomazaki. Yeah, I'd say that would be the best one, because Izumi and Nakamura are obviously going to happen. Minami, I don't think is a great gel with Tomazaki right now. Neither is Hanabi, really. And Aoi, I still not 100% sold on Aoi's character. I don't hate her or anything, but I don't really like her as a main lead for Tomazaki to fall in love with. And I don't think he sees her in that way either, but I am slightly concerned with him thinking Aoi and Mizusawa being in a relationship. I'm slightly worried that he's going to be jealous of that fact, and it's going to start him falling in love with Aoi. I hope they don't go that route, because I don't think he should fall in love with Aoi necessarily. I feel like that would be a bit too forced almost, and too expected, so maybe we'll see what ends up happening, but I kind of hope they don't go that direction, because that would kind of undermine some of the good work that they've done in building Tomozaki so far, in my opinion. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe as well to see next week's episode, as well as the rest of the Winter 2021 lineup you can find on the channel. Thank you everyone for watching, and until next time, see you guys later.